Hi YouTube. I just wanted to take a minute to share something that happened to me tonight. Um, I, as according to, you may have seen my coming out story video, I came out as bisexual not long ago, at age 25. It was only a couple of weeks ago, maybe. And for the most part, it went well, as you may have heard me say in my coming out story. But tonight I was just on Facebook, which is where a lot of the drama tends to take place. And I was having a chat with a friend of mine and my sister. And despite her claiming to me that she loves me no matter what because I'm a brother, she doesn't display that very well. When we were having our little debate about what people think the Bible says versus what the Bible actually says about, homosexuality, the fact that it never addresses lesbianism in it at all, which I was only trying to point out was, to me, evident that the law of homosexuality, the law against homosexuality was written by man and not by God. I believe if he exists in the sense that the Bible says he does, I believe if God really hated homosexuals, it would include lesbianism. It wouldn't be, strictly no gay men, which is kind of what the Bible says. And eventually she felt the need to insult myself and my friends, saying that we shouldn't talk about things that we know nothing about. And excuse me, I got a little voice crack there. Anyways, I'm a little emotional, so. But she basically claimed we know nothing about what we're trying to talk about, which is odd because I've read the Bible, I've studied it, not extensively. I didn't go to school for it, but for myself, because I wanted to understand it a little better, which is it's an ongoing struggle, really. But my friend John has studied it extensively. I mean, he knows quite a bit more than the average straight Christian does, because he's put a lot of his life into it to, become, whatever the word is, confirmed or affirmed or whatever. So he could be a minister if he wanted to. But she also then proceeded to say that homosexuals and bisexuals, regardless of their gender, are abominations because the Bible says so. Even though she said before saying that she stated the difference between the Old Testament and the New Testament, and then contradicted herself merely minutes later saying what she did. And so I feel for her, because I feel like, maybe she's the one that's blind because she doesn't understand her own religion. She doesn't understand her own book. She does. She's not. She needs to read it again. I don't know. I know that I don't know everything about anything. There are plenty of things that I know a lot about, but I will never tell you, that that you're wrong unless I actually have hard evidence of it. If I can prove it. I'm not that stuck up. I'm not that conceited. I would tell you before anyone else that I don't know if I don't know. But she won't. She's not like that. So, but bit of a long story, but I wanted to share this particular detail. Almost that entire side of my family, which is my mother's side. I have nothing but half siblings, and the sister I'm talking about is a half sister. But almost my entire mother's side of my family has just sort of stopped trying with me. Maybe they feel like now that I'm grown, it's not as big a deal. Maybe they're right. I don't know if it's because they care less or not. I have no idea what the deal is with that, but I do know that there's little effort to be made. I do contact them on occasionally and make the effort to try to, bond with them a little more. but I just can't, no matter how hard I try. And it's been even more difficult since I came out. Despite everyone being so supporting of it and telling me that they don't care what my sexuality is, I've actually encountered a bit of resistance. I'm not saying that the whole "it gets better" movement is false, because it's not. It does get better. So many things about it get better. You feel better about yourself. You have more confidence in yourself. But whether you're straight, gay, or bi, male or female, teenager, fully grown, adolescent, whatever, you are going to have strife in your life. You're going to have a lot of resistance. There's bigots everywhere. And I might add, too, because she thought something I posted about on Facebook about bigots, I posted the definition of marriage as it is. And it actually has two definitions. One saying a union between two people of the opposite gender under contractual or otherwise agreement, yada yada yada, or also two people of the same gender. So that's the definition of it. I'm not quoting it here because I don't have it in front of me, but you could look it up. Merriam-Webster, I think, is where I got it from. But when I said this is for all you bigots out there who are against gay marriage, and I posted it, she, as a Christian, automatically assumed I was addressing her and other Christians, and started to defend Christianity, which I found mildly amusing, because it seems that even Christians have such a low opinion of Christians that they identify themselves as bigots, because apparently that's how they see the world, as having seen all of them, which is not the case for me. I think, bigot is just someone who, I'd look up the definition again, but I'm not going to get into that. But we all know what a bigot is, and it's not religion specific, but a lot of it is religion related, certain situations such as homosexuality and gay marriage. So I think that because that's a major issue these days, a lot of people seem to associate the word bigot with Christian, which is odd, but not misunderstood. It's like, I understand it, I do, but it's not. You should know that they're not tied together. When I say bigot or someone else says bigot, they're not talking about Christians specifically, usually. They're just talking about the closed-minded people who hate on other people for being different, for living a kind of life that doesn't agree with their personal beliefs, more or less. It's not necessarily a religious thing. But I had that happen to me tonight, and my heart is broken. She was like the one member of my mother's side of my family, other than my two youngest siblings, who are just, they're too young to do anything about it, that she's like the one that I was closest to. And now that I'm out, and she's such an avid Christian, she's just, it feels like she and I are growing apart. And I don't know what to do about it. And I'm actually hoping maybe, you could leave us a little advice and some comments, or give me a good, video response, whatever. This is very difficult for me, and I'm struggling with it. I've already shed a couple of tears to get it out of the way, so I'm not doing it in the video. But I really just need to know. I need some uplifting words. I need to know what I can say to her, if I can get her to talk to me, to make her understand that I am just how I am, and I can't help it. But she's my sister, and I love her, and I always will, and I think she knows deep down that I'll always be there for her. But I've tried telling her this, and I don't really get a reaction from her. So I'm just a little brokenhearted here, and I wouldn't mind some good, kind, loving advice. Thank you.